Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different using some colors that I normally don't dip into. I've been so inspired by pastel. I have like a brush hair in my mouth. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. I've been so inspired by pastel colors, especially since Easter is coming up this weekend. I don't know. I've just kind of been seeing pastels everywhere. It's spring now and I'm really into it. So the look I'm going to be doing is going to be really fun. It's going to have a really cool kind of eyeliner, and I'm going to use pastel blues, which is something that I don't normally use, like I was saying, but it's just so fun for me to kind of play with color. And I feel like pastels is a little bit of a safer route for me if I'm trying to branch out with color. It just is a little bit softer and more approachable for me. So I've had a lot of fun playing with pastels, and it's been super fun for me to come up with different kinds of looks. So let's just get right into this look. I already have my brows done. I did them off camera. Today I used the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil in the shade 3, and then the Foolproof Brow Powder in the shade 3 as well. So that's what we've got going on right here. Let's go ahead and prep the eyes. I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution Concealer. I was looking for my shade. The shade I'm going to use is C3. So we're just going to do the eyes first. I'm going to go ahead and apply some concealer to the eyelids, and I'm going to go ahead and blend this out. So funny story, I actually already attempted to film this once and messed up my makeup at one part, and it just had to be done over. So this is my second attempt. So let's hope for the best, my friends. Hopefully things go well. I'm gonna go ahead and set that with the NYX HD Finishing Powder in the shade Banana. You guys know I love this stuff so much. So I'm just gonna take that on a brush and make sure that everywhere that we put the concealer is nice and powdery, and that'll just help us prep the eyeshadows, or the eyelid I mean, for eyeshadows. So a key part in creating the graphic liner is gonna be this tape. I know I don't usually use tape here on my channel, but you know what? Sometimes it's really useful if you want to get that nice precise edge to your eyeshadow. It makes it so foolproof. So I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that those are nice and secure. And you kind of want to put the tape where your lower lash line would naturally follow if it continued up toward the edge of your brow. So that's kind of where you can gauge where you want to put your tape. I'm trying to make sure that they look even. This one looks a little high. That looks pretty good. So for eyeshadow today, I'm going to be using a palette from Lancome. If you guys saw me unbox this on my Instagram story, you would have seen their entire spring collection that is just so cute. This is their Eye Sugar palette, and I'm so inspired by these shades. They're just beautiful pastels. They have some metallics in there and just really unique colors that I don't own hardly any of. This is kind of what inspired me today. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start off with this peachy shade right here. This is gonna add a little bit of definition to the eye before we go in with color. I like to add something in the crease every time I do an eye look, even if, you know, there's gonna be bold colors and we're gonna be playing with more colors toward the lash line. I still always like to add a little bit of definition through the crease. So I'm just gonna do the same thing on this eye as well. And I'm not worried about going over the tape. That's why it's there. It's gonna create a really nice edge once we remove the tape. So just keep buffing and blending through the crease and a little bit above as your transition shade, and go right over the tape. Next, I'm gonna take one of their eyeshadow sticks that they sent in that same collection. This is their Ombre Hypnose Mini Chubby eyeshadow stick in the shade Mint Tea, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start to kind of prep the eyelid with this. So I'm just kind of coloring on my eyelid really close to the lash line, and then just kind of blending out the color, and this is gonna create a really nice base for our blue shades that we're gonna apply later. You could skip this step and just go straight into the blue eyeshadow, but I just feel like with a pastel shade, having some sort of a base, a cream base, kind of helps it pop a little bit more. So next I'm gonna be taking this really pretty aqua shade, and we're just gonna go right over that, and I'm kind of just focusing this again toward the lower lash line and then blending it up right to the crease so that when you open your eyes, like your eyelid shows the teal and not really anything above that. So then I'm also gonna drag this kind of out here over the tape to create a little bit of an aqua wing, and then same thing on this eye. And I'm taking it all the way into this inner corner as well, all the way across the lid and over the tape. So I am kind of swooping it upward on the tape to kind of make sure that Once we take the tape off, there is sort of a wing there, but I'm not going as high as the pink eyeshadow. So next I'm gonna layer another blue. I was in Ulta today and was so inspired by this periwinkle eyeliner from Stila. This is their Stay All Day waterproof liquid eyeliner in the shade periwinkle. So I'm just gonna take this and I'm going to create a line along the lash line. I'm gonna end up building it up and make it pretty thick since we're layering the eyeliners together, but I don't want it to cover up the aqua shadow when I open my eyes. So I'm trying to make it so that you can see the periwinkle and the aqua, and so they're just nicely layered. And I'm taking it all the way from the inner corner all the way up to the edge here. I'm making a pretty good wing because we're also going to layer black eyeliner on top of that, and I want to be able to see all three colors. This is not like dispensing how I need it to. I think I might have got a bad one. I don't know if people just don't pick up this color often, so maybe it was sitting on the shelf for a while or what. Let me know if you guys have tried these Stila waterproof eyeliners before, and if you guys have a hard time applying them or if the colors you have work better. I really feel like the ones at the store swatched better than this one. So once the periwinkle eyeliner looks pretty even, this is the part where I messed up last time. This is really tedious, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go into a black liner now. This is from Tarte. It is their Tarteist Double Take Liner, and there's a liquid end, so just take a liquid black liner. You're gonna wanna go super thin up against the lash line to just kind of add definition, but to not cover up the periwinkle. That's what we're gonna try to do. I don't know why, but this eye is so much easier. Sorry if I'm not talking that much. I'm really trying to make sure I don't mess this up like I did last time. And it's okay if you get it over the tape. That is what it's there for. So hopefully this worked this time. Let's go ahead and peel the tape off. Okay, that's a little better. Still has a little bit of cleaning up to do. No, that one didn't work either. So I'm just taking a makeup wipe and really trying to clean up the edges even more. It's not perfect. It was better when I practiced it, and that's what I was trying to recreate, but you know what? It's all right. The show must go on. So now let's go ahead and apply top lash mascara. I know I normally don't do this at this stage in the makeup, but I just feel like it helps me kind of understand the direction of the makeup and where I want to go. So I'm actually going with the L'Oreal Voluminous primer first. And then after we have the primer on, I'm going to go ahead and use the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara. And I'm adding a good amount of mascara to the top lashes, about 3 coats. So now we're going to move on to the face. I'm going to go ahead and go into the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Oil. And I'm just going to put some on my cheeks, a little on my forehead, just a little bit. Like the tiniest bit of this goes a super long way. Just going to go ahead and blend that out all over the skin. And I like to let this sink in a little bit before I go into foundation, just because it is an oil. And I find it just works a little bit better if I let it dry down slightly. So now I'm going to go into the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation. This is my go-to drugstore foundation at the moment. I've just been loving it. So I'm going to go ahead and dot some all over the skin, and I'm just going to blend that out with my Aesthetica Beauty Sponge. So now that I have a really nice light layer of that foundation all over, I'm going to go ahead and go into my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. This one's in the shade C4, and I'm going to use this to kind of spot conceal any areas that I want more coverage. Since the Flower Beauty foundation is a little more of a medium coverage, you can build it up, but I like to kind of just sheer it out all over the skin and spot conceal where I need it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that and pat out the concealer with that same sponge. And then I'm going to go back to C3 for under the eye area and down the center of the face. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little under the eyes, chin, cupid's bow, down the center of the nose, and in the center of the forehead. And then just go ahead and blend that out with that same sponge. So now I'm just going to go ahead and set the face. I'm going back into my NYX Banana Powder, and I'm going to use this under the eyes. I like to set the under eyes first. That way you avoid concealer creasing there. And then I'm actually going to use that same banana powder over the rest of the face. So now I'm just going to add some warmth back to the face. I'm going to use the BareMinerals Invisible Bronze Bronzer in the shade Fair to Light. And I'm basically just going to sweep this along the outsides of the face, under the cheeks, along the hairline, down and underneath the jaw and chin, and then also blending down the neck. I'm also going to take that same bronzer and just run it down the sides of the nose to kind of shape that out a little bit, as well as underneath the nose and a little underneath the lip here. And then I'm going to go into my L'Oreal L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Blush. This one's in the shade Innocent Flush. It's a really pretty peachy shade, and I just feel like it'll really tie in with that peach we have in the crease. So I'm just gonna go ahead and press that onto the cheeks. Ooh, yeah, that looks so pretty with that eyeshadow. So now we have our pink cheeks, and for highlight, I'm gonna go into my current favorite high-end highlighter. This is the Becca Vanilla Quartz highlighter. It is stunning. And I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this to the high points of the cheeks and even to the front of the cheeks. And then down the center of the nose, Cupid's bow, a little above the brows, and then just a little bit in this inner corner here. And with what's left, just going right below the brows. So to finish up the eyes, I'm gonna go back into that Lancome palette, and I'm gonna take that original pinky peachy shade that we used before, and this is the only shade that we're gonna put on the lower lash line. So it'll just add that much needed definition on the lower lash line without distracting from the blues or adding too much to the eyes. And then I'm gonna go ahead and apply the Lash Paradise mascara to the lower lashes. And I put on a little bit less mascara on the lower lash line than I normally do, just so that the focus can remain on that top lid and lash line, and things again won't be too distracting. So now I'm just gonna wipe off the foundation off my lips. I felt like the perfect lipstick would be the L'Oreal Colour Riche Shine Lipsticks, and this one's in the shade Sparkling Rose. I love these so much, but I just love that pink with the blue eyeshadow. I think it goes well. I'm looking for my brow gel. Ah, yes, here it is, the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. I'm just gonna go ahead and run this through the brows. And then today I'm gonna go ahead and set that with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Let it dry. And that is it, you guys. That completes this makeup look inspired by Easter eggs and pastel colors. I hope you enjoyed it. I think it's so fun. I think it's different. It's a little bit bold. So, you know, if you want to try something new this week, this might be a fun one to use. As always, you guys, I just make tutorials to inspire you. Obviously, I will share with you my current favorite products and things like that. But if you're wanting to recreate this look, just use similar colors that you have at home. There's no need to go out and buy another palette unless you really, really want it. Of course, you can go ahead and buy a new palette, but just know that you guys can really just take inspiration from my makeup looks and just use what you've got at home already. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys haven't already, please make sure to join the family by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed, just go ahead and click on the little bell if you guys want to be notified every time I upload. I do upload 3 times a week, so you won't want to miss out. And yeah, that's it, you guys. I hope you like this look. I love you all so much. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye!